and how you want to proceed. But like Gabby said, the best way for any project is to pick one and do it. Now, I give you a little example of something like that. My oldest daughter and her two daughters, my two granddaughters, they had they're trying to divvy up the chores for housekeeping and stuff like that. So what my oldest granddaughter did, now my oldest granddaughter is 20 years old, I think, and what she did was she took a bunch of slips of paper, and on each piece of paper she wrote a job. Do the dishes, vacuum the floor, do the laundry, and a whole bunch, all the various tasks that you would normally do in the course of household maintenance, cleaning, and all that good stuff. Anyway, she put all these slips of paper, folded them in half, put them in a big bowl, and that's their job jar, or job bowl, whatever you want to call it. The idea is pick a slip of paper. That's your task. You do it, and you finish it. When you're done, you put that back in the finished bowl, and pick another one. And you just do that like that until you get them all done. And pretty soon, everything is finished. All the tasks are done. Right? So in other words, they had a system. They started. It didn't matter where they started, but they started and they progressed through each aspect of the task, and they got it done. And it could be the same thing. What you might want to do with your website building is, like Gabby said, and in Terry's case, Terry has a number of domains that he's acquired, and he wants to start building websites for them. Well, the only way you can do, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Well, the first step is to pick one. It doesn't matter. What's the matter, Carberry?
I was going to pick one.
Oh. Don't be gross. Anyway, the first step is to pick one. And it doesn't really matter. I guess the only thing that you might say might matter is if you have let's say you have a domain name that is particularly appealing right now. In other words, not everything lasts. We have these little spurts of activity around certain things, and then they kind of lose favor, and something else becomes the best thing since sliced bread. So if you've got one that's like that, that's right now it's in the spotlight, and you can make some money with it. That's the one you want to start with. Pick it and put it together and get it out there and get it running. And then once you got that up and running, move on to the next one. Now, when I say up and running, I don't mean just on the internet, with all your pages up there. But I mean you've got the SEO done, you've done some promotion on it, you're starting to drive traffic to it, and maybe you're starting to make a little money from it. Okay?
And here's an alternative to that, JQ. And I apologize if I'm breaking up. I apologize. I just tried to load up Firefox and it's doing an update. So if I do sound choppy, that is why. Do I sound choppy?
No, but I hate to hear about you breaking up. That makes me sad. I've been through that myself in the past.
Breaking up is hard to do.
Oh boy. Keep your day job, Gabby.
That's my karaoke for today.
In any case, what I was going to say, and this
oh, you're breaking
you are breaking up real bad, Keith.
You mentioned focus on that one.
You're breaking up pretty bad. Try 2 fingers. Up, rose up.
Go ahead. Try it again.
All right, just 1 second. It's almost ready.
Oh, the upgrade.
Oh,
all right.
It should be better now. Do I sound a little bit better now?
Right at the moment, yes.
Okay. What I was going to say that I think is very important with
You
with all
already
these
said
websites
that.
with all these websites that Terry has is that work on that one website like you said, JQ, but then have all these other websites that he has around it just redirected to that website in the sense that he might have like a little blog that says, you know, I really like what Terry Tools has to offer. You need to really take a look at it. So it has all these like kind of like backlinks. They're not real official backlinks because they're going to be the same IP address, but they will be helpful to have everything kind of go towards his, excuse me, towards his main money site. So that's what I was trying to get at. Have everything go to his main money site. Can't hear a word. Can Debbie? I mean, Alan, can you hear me now? You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, he's here. All right, Keith.
All
Let
right.
me just take a minute. Let me take a minute here. Now that we got pretty much everybody in the room. Well, we're still missing some, but I put this video up, a YouTube video up, Keith. I want you. You'll get a kick out of it too. But I wanted to share it with everybody. So let me. It just only runs a couple of minutes. All right.
All right. I just want to point out. Have you tested this before? Because I have not tested this out yet, so I don't know.
Yes, I showed it earlier and it worked fine.
Okay, great.
People, when this video comes up, you might have to, when you see it on your screen, you might have to press the play button on the video itself at your end. Okay, but I'm going to press the play button at my end. All right, and this is just it's the cutest doggone thing I've seen in ages. Oh, look at how it goes to us. Oh my goodness.
Look at that face.
Oh.
Well, I'm just getting a gray screen.
That's cute. Does it go slower?
Yeah. I hope you guys all saw that. That is just the, I don't know, that little girl's expressions are absolutely priceless. She is so cute.
Bob Weissman said he didn't see anything.
All right.
Christine said
Hang on just a second, guys. Let me, I'll give you the link. See if I'm pretty sure I got it right here. Yeah. There's a link to it, direct link to it. If you save it, go watch it now if you want. It only takes a minute or two. But if you didn't see it, I think you'll appreciate it when you do see it because it's, unless you hate kids.
I'm just wondering if everybody could post if they saw it with a Y or if they didn't see it with a no. I think it might be individual settings in their computer. I did not see
that's a great point, Gabby. It might be some settings that we might need to look into, JQ, to tell them they have to have certain settings on or active or something.
Right.
It might not, like it might, for instance, it might not work if you have an Apple. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. Some saw it, some didn't. Well, I tell you what, you guys who didn't see it, you hang around to the end. I'd like to. We'll go over some of the things we want to go over, and then I'll try that video one more time because and we, you know, if there's anything that's got to be changed, we'll get it down. Okay, but it's working the way it's supposed to be. All right.
Hey, let me. I was going to say, let me grab the link and try it from my end here and see what happens.
You got it?
I'm grabbing it right now.
There's the link again if you want to go watch it. Like I say, this is one of those kind of videos that's just, it's worth a few minutes just to watch it.
Okay, I see it, and I have the button that says hit the replay button. I'm going to hit the replay button.
I didn't start it because I didn't. It didn't grab the link for me, so it won't be in there. I'm going back. Yeah, I didn't. I'm going to try to grab the link again.
I actually can still hear it.
Well, it must be when maybe JQ didn't stop it. I don't know.
No, I didn't. I haven't. It's still there, but it's not playing. It just I let it run to the end. When I view it right now, it says it has the replay button on it. So who brought it up? Just did you bring it up, Keith? Who did that?
Gabby.
All right.
There it goes. I'm sharing now, but nothing's happening.
Well, you have to hit. Every individual person needs to hit the play button if they can see the YouTube video.
What happens
Play or
when I
replay.
bring it up? The gray screen comes up, it says share, but I can't hit the share button. It's not doing anything.
Can you see
And
the
on other
YouTube
screen,
video?
all I have is
Gabby, can you see the YouTube video at all?
I can't.
You can't see. Okay, you can't see any YouTube video. Okay, all right, interesting. All right, well,
All I'm seeing is a gray screen that comes up. Now I got to go back
Okay.
to the home, I guess.
yeah, it must be some type of settings that we need to look into to see how to use that feature. I do know that one of the upgrades that we're going to have that once the install is done, that's going to be working in a better manner. So I'm using Firefox. Excuse me, I'm using IE. I'm using IE on this one, and I was able to see it.
There's another good question there.
Yeah, Terry, absolutely.
See now there, Davine says it shows fine on Chrome. I'm using Chrome and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
it's gonna be personal settings.
Yeah.
Gabby, what you might want to do later on is take the link or take a link, go into and post the link yourself and try to share and see how that works. After we, all right. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well,
I tried that, but I think maybe I couldn't share it because you already have it shared. You're already showing it.
yeah. How do I kill that?
I don't know, JQ. That's the other thing that I've been wanting to.
Let me
figure
see if
out.
I can get rid of it here. Video share. Each user controls play and stop for videos. I'm going to hit the delete the link in there. Whoops.
That worked.
Huh?
That seemed like that worked. It went away.
Nothing happened. I just erased the link and all of a sudden I come back home to the home page.
Yeah, that worked.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm still hearing it. I'm not seeing it, but I'm hearing it.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, I don't know, but let's not let's not continue with this. Keith, let's get on to that. You wanted to go over something, or they wanted to go over some things in smsDominator. I mentioned, Keith, now, I think you heard me, but I mentioned at the beginning of the show that our plan now is to every day spend a short time going over some aspect of the various products and services that we're currently marketing. So if people have questions, we need to hear it. We need to hear them. Bob Weitzman says, don't forget to hit record.
I am actually recording this, by the way. You can't see it, and thanks for mentioning that, though, Bob. I am recording. You can't see the button that says record on the top right-hand corner because I'm doing the record in a different fashion over on my other computer. And the reason why I'm doing that is that I can't figure out how to get JQ and I to be talking at the same time, and this recording system to record both voices. I'm sure there's a method and I just don't know it yet, so I'm using a different system to record, and this will be up and running inside YouTube probably before the end of the day. All right, I'm going to try, JQ, I'm going to attempt to go into desktop sharing. And by the way, as JQ mentioned, when you go into desktop sharing, if you have any questions while I'm doing the desktop sharing, please, there's a green button. As you can, that if you press these green buttons just above the word that says General Chat, that'll disappear General Chat, and if you press it again, it'll bring it back up again. When we are in desktop sharing mode, that green little button shows up at the very bottom center of your screen. And if you have any questions, I'll try to remember to frequently check to see if anybody has any questions, and I'll look at that section. Okay?
All right. Before you start, Keith.
Yeah.
Before he starts, is there a specific aspect of smsDominator that somebody wants to be brought up to speed on? You're going to let Keith choose it.
And by the way, while you're asking that question, Christine asks, how do you control the volume? Well, there's scroll bars on the right-hand vertical side of each of the 3 boxes that you can see. And if you scroll those up and down, you'll be able to adjust each individual volume.
All right, Bob says, can you please show how we can send a text message to our prospects that are already inside of the SMSD on other offers? I'm assuming when you say other offers, I'm assuming you mean other lists. You've got multiple lists and you want to, yeah, explain that a little bit better, Bob.
And while you're explaining that better, Bob, I'm going to go into desktop sharing. You'll just have to click the green button and start typing away, and I'll check that in a minute while I start the desktop sharing. And of course, JQ, it doesn't want to.
Have you got the audio?
What's
Have
that?
you got the record feature? Have you got the record feature installed on Firefox?
I've got the record feature installed on all 3 platforms, i.e. Chrome
Okay.
and Firefox.
All right. That's the only reason I could think of that it wouldn't launch.
I'm actually, but I'm not recording using on this computer. I'm recording on my other computer.
No, I don't mean that, but you have to have that module installed in order to share your desktop. Remember?
Right.
I had
Right.
to,
Yes.
I had
yes.
to do that.
Let me
So if
try
you got
one more thing
recording
here.
module in the upper right corner, then that shouldn't be a hindrance.
I do. No, it shouldn't be. Let me try that.
You don't
one more
have to
time, see if it's
record
gonna pop up.
anything. You just have to have it there.
Right. Do.
Not working today.
I'm just gonna come back in here, and JQ, I'm gonna have you just take over for conversation. I'm gonna leave and come back and see if that will start it up again. Okay.
Okay. We can do that. All right. Yesterday I mentioned a little bit about injecting humor into your presentations on a webinar. And one of the things that I suggested you do is, well, first off, you've got to be very careful that you don't offend people, you know, because oh, that's a cute dog. That is a cute dog. What is funny to you might not be funny to them, you know. So I'm going to test it. I'm going to test you guys. I got a little story I'm going to tell you very quick, but you might say it's kind of Christmas oriented, but not necessarily. But anyways, the story is this. A young fellow goes in to apply for a job with his company. And the company, the personnel manager is talking to him, and he says, well, you know, we'd probably be interested in hiring you, but before you do, you have to pass three tests. Now, these tests aren't very hard, but we just ask you that you pass these tests. The guy said, well, okay, I'm game. You know, what do I have to do? He said, well, the first test is, you just answer some questions here. And he says, how many days of the week begin with a T? And the guy thinks about it and says, oh, that's easy, yeah. He says, 2. And the personnel manager says, right, what are they? He says, today and tomorrow. And, you know, the personnel manager said, whoa, well, that's not quite what I was looking for, but all right, I guess I'll have to accept that. All right, he says, the next question is, how many seconds are there in a year? And there's paper and pencil you can use if you need it. And the guy thinks, no, I don't need it. There's 12. 12? The guy says, how on earth did you come up with 12? He said, well, you got January 2nd, February 2nd, and so on. All right, the guy says, again, that's not quite what I was asking for, but I'll accept that. And finally he says, okay, the last question is, how many D's are in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? And the guy sits there and he's thinking and he's drumming his fingers and he's counting on his fingers and mumbling to himself and stuff. And And the poor personnel guy, he's wondering what the heck's going on here. This guy's taking all this time for this. And so the guy finally says, okay, there are 168 Ds in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And the manager says, 168? How on earth did you arrive at that? He said, well, D, 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 D. Now, is there any humor in that?
That's an old one. I heard that.
Yeah, oh, it's an old one. Yes, it's an old one. But, that's the sort of thing that you can do. It doesn't take too long to tell a joke like that. And, it gets the people involved, and it is so silly. But it cannot possibly be offensive. I mean, even if you're not well, it doesn't matter. I can't imagine anybody being offended by that. And if they are, I would say they got problems. But anyhow, it's kind of fun, and it's good. It's good to have a repertoire of stories like that. But these guys who come up with the off-color ones, not the sort of thing you want to give in a presentation. Not at all. Anyways, I don't know. Keith, Keith's not back yet. So Bob wanted to know that question about the list. He's got multiple lists, and he wants to send messages to individuals on the list, not the entire list, if I understand it right. Is that correct, Bob? You want to send you got several lists, and you want to send out individual messages. All right. Now, I will tell you, Sean, having given many presentations throughout the years as a speaker, I have skirted the line quite a bit. Oh, on humor, yeah. Well, that's if guys, if you know your audience, you know what you can get away with. But if you're not, it's always best to go on the safe side. Rick Caldwell, we will do that. Like I said, we're going to cover aspects of all of these products and services we're currently marketing to make sure everybody knows. You should never tell Bible jokes. You should never tell Bible jokes any place. That's always a chance for controversy. Always a chance, unless you're talking to a so-called Christian or Jewish or Muslim group, and you want to tell a story that's directly related to their faith. But even then, it's risky. It's a good place to stay away from. Good place to stay away from. And if you're at a gathering of Republicans, you don't tell jokes about Republicans. You tell them about Democrats. That sort of thing. You should always make fun of the Republicans. Yeah, right. All right, Keith, you ready to give it a try?
I'm not sure yet. Just 1 second. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. But anyways, humor is good. Humor always puts people, if used properly, it puts people in a good mood. You think about this now. You think about the various comedians you see on television nowadays, and the humor that they use. A lot of times, unfortunately, it's off color, some foul language or sexual innuendo, things like that. And hey, sometimes you can get a laugh out of it. I agree, but you think about famous, great comedians like Bob Hope, Jack Benny, men like that. Even Phyllis Diller.
Carberry.
Yeah. Keith Carberry, right? Yeah, Carberry's a joke. But seriously, you think about those people. They never used that kind of language. They never went into those areas, and they used to have people rolling in the aisles. So Johnny Carson the same way. I mean, he
This is Calabash.
there you go, Keith. You're going now.
I am working. I'm working now, right?
Mm-hmm. Looking good.
Great. Okay, guys. I apologize. I think the whole problem was that we had an upgrade in Firefox, and I think that's what caused my issues here. All right, so I missed a little bit of it. I know that you guys are looking on for something to do with how to send out some mailing. I'm going to do that right now if I can go back to the right spot. Excuse me, text messaging. Let's see. Where am I? Here I am. Just keep in mind, my page looks a little bit different than your page because I am an administrator, so I have more buttons than you would have. But one of the things that I think, and if I'm wrong about this, please let me know. I think one of the best things to look at is my list. Once you start building up a list, a list of campaigns, you want to click on my list. And inside my list, you're going to see the word group filter. And when you click on group filter, you're going to see all the different lists or campaigns that you have out there. Okay? So as you can see, I have a ton of campaigns out here. Oops. I'll just say no for now. So JQ, tell me if I'm moving too fast and you can't see this information, okay?
All right, you're moving okay. While he's doing, people, let me just point out one quick thing here. You notice when Keith logged in, he went to the admin section, the administration section of the website itself, and then what he did there was he went to the database and logged in through the database. That's not a conventional way to log in. You guys can't do that, obviously, but as administrators, we can. But normally he would have just typed in smsDominator.com/login.php, and it would have brought him to the login screen. He would have logged in with his email address and password. He'd be right where he is now.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you for mentioning that. Okay, so as you can see, I have a ton of lists here. And what I can do with this group filter is I can filter out my list. So let's say I want to filter out my list to just Coffeetime members, which is you guys. By the way, not all of you are on this list. I should probably let you guys know about it again. And I click on Submit. So instead of me having a list of 5,000 people and me sorting through that, I've got this list here of the Coffeetime members. And right now we've got 12 people here that are on my text message notification list for Coffeetime. Now, I believe what Bob Weissman was asking, how do I send out an email, text message to these individual people if I wanted to? Well, this is exactly how you do it. You click on my list, and then you find that particular telephone number you want to send it to, and you click it. So, for instance, I believe this is Bob Weissman's telephone number right here. Everybody take it down and call Bob and say, hello, Bob. Hello, Bob. And I'm going to say, is this what you wanted? Okay. And I can blast out that message right now. And that message was just sent to him. All right. Now, one thing that I didn't do here that is very important is that many people aren't going to know this telephone number that they're receiving a message from. So if you're sending a message in your business, like we all are, I would write in, for this one particular, Coffeetime Show, then colon, hi Bob W. Hope things are well. And then I would send that message. Okay, so that's how you can send individual messages to individual peoples. Now, the other method of sending out a message is, let's say you wanted to create an SMS, send out an SMS message right now, a broadcast. This is not an autoresponder, this is a broadcast message. And let's say in my broadcast message, I first need to add a broadcast message. And I'm going to add a message now. And I'm just going to put my name on this one, Keith Carberry, because most people who are in my campaigns know who I am. So if I know I want to send out this message to maybe 4 or 5 different lists, I would just maybe put my name, a message from Keith Carberry or something like that. We are expecting a blizzard tomorrow. Get some rest. Okay? And I'm going to now add that SMS message here. Now I've just added that message in here, and I can send that message now to anybody I want. I can send it as a voice message, or I can send it as a text message. But it is the last message that I've written. So far I've had 40 messages that I've sent out here. So Keith Carberry, we are expecting a blizzard tomorrow. Get some rest. Again, I can click on voice, or I can click on send it as a text message. In this instance, I'm going to send it as a text message. Now when I do that, my list of all the different campaigns that I have pops up. And I've got, as you can see, a pretty good sized list of different campaigns in here. Now, if I wanted to send this to, let's see, maybe I want to send this to my BBG list, and I want to send this to the Coffee Time list, and I want to send it to the webcast list, okay? I would then click on options. This is a new feature called options, and I can say, okay, I want to send it to all those people in that list. I can send it to just the new numbers in those lists, or I can select a range in that list, or I can select delay time as well. And delay time is actually pretty cool, because sometimes when these systems try to push out real fast, they break down, and something happens with the script. So if you want to delay the distance between each message being sent out, you can put something in like number 2 in there, okay? And then you click on send SMS. Are you sure you want to send it? And I click on yes, and then it will send. And it's that easy. So you can really be selective as to who gets what messages, all right? So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, those are the 3 people I selected on who gets those messages. So hopefully with those questions, I answered your question, Bob Weissman, with those responses. Let me see if I was right in that. Let's see if there's anybody. Let's see. Yes, you did, said Bob Weissman. Great. You're welcome, says. Thank you,
said Keith Carberry.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome, says Keith Carberry. Absolutely. So okay, so those 2 things are very, very powerful features. What I'd like to do probably tomorrow, actually on Monday, because tomorrow we're going to talk about Butterfly Marketing System. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the My Phone Follow system. I'm just going to go over it real quick here, though, because it really is absolutely fantastic. In fact, I'm going to ask everybody in this room to consider, and JQ, you might want to write this down so you can put it in there for me. Actually, I'll copy and paste it for this. Okay, I've created a flow, and the number that I've used to create the flow is 888-944-6447. So this is hopefully going to be KJ Enterprises, JQ and I's main telephone number going forward, and it has a flow to it. And when somebody dials that number, it basically says thank you for calling. Press 1 if you want to speak to sales. Press 2 if you want to speak to support. Press 3 if you want to, if you're looking for a job, something like that. And every time they press, no matter what number they press, I have it set up so it goes to my cell phone number, no matter what number they press. But if I wanted to, I could have it set up pressing 1 goes to JQ, pressing 2 goes to me, pressing 3 goes to Bob Weissman, and if nobody answers the phone, it then goes to record. It goes to recording. You can leave a message. So there's some great features with this new flow system. Now, yes, there is a fee for it. You do have to pay for it. Every minute that you use it, it's going to cost you twice as much credits as if you were to send out a text message. So if you send out a text message, it's 1 credit. If you use this system, it's 2 credits per minute that will be eaten up. But it's really a nice feature, and you can actually, every phone call, by the way, and I don't know how to shut this feature off yet, every phone call is recorded. So if somebody calls and they want a job, or somebody calls asking about sales, or if somebody calls asking about support, those phone calls are recorded. So you do have to mention, and I did not do this in my recording yet, that these phone calls will be recorded for quality assurance. Is that the word, JQ?
Yes.
Something like that. Okay, so you do need to mention that, but it's really a nice feature, and one of the really great features is that it is recorded, and you can always go back to it and listen to that recording and make sure that you answered that person's questions and that you did a good job in sales, or that you resolved the technical issues, whatever it is. All right, JQ, is there anything that you can think of that you'd like me to
Not
share?
today. Let's try to, like you said, let's try to just keep it a little bit each day instead of trying to lump it all into one day.
I agree. Okay, let me go back into home is where I'd like to be. Home for a while in my own country. What happened to the other people?
Sean I don't know. They got fed up with us.
Sean leaves and he comes back, and he leaves and he comes back.
There's that number above, people, if you want to test it out yourselves to see what happens. Does that cost us if you... No, it's 800 number. One thing I want to mention, Keith was talking about, creating your messages and sending them out. You have the choice to send them out as text messages or voice messages. Now, if you choose voice, the recipient will receive a computerized voice, a very nice voice. And do you have the option for a male or female voice, Keith? I forgot.
No, but it's kind of like a girly man.
Okay, a girly man. But seriously, it's a very, very well done computer voice. But, and this is very, very important, if you decide to use that feature, and there's no reason why you shouldn't, make sure that if you're sending out things like the word like VIP, don't put VIP, put V space I space P. Otherwise, it'll say VIP instead of VIP, because the system isn't intelligent enough to realize that this is, an acronym or something like that. So anything, you want to say OK, you put in O space K. Otherwise, it'll say
OKAY.
Or
OKAY works.
Yeah, you can spell it out. If you want to spell it out right, that'd be fine too. Right, but it's just going to make it sound that much better when the recipient receives it. They hear something like that, VIP instead of VIP, you're going to say, what the heck is that all about, Anyways, just wanted to bring that to your attention, make sure you understood that.
Thank you, JQ.
Are you going to be able to send one email to customer instead of multiple emails when using multiple campaigns at once? No, women.
Are you going to be able to send one, I think maybe text message to customers instead of multiple text messages when using multiple campaigns at once?
August, are you talking about email or text messaging?
I'm not completely understanding of that, but I am going to mention something about our email service. I've been up since, I don't know, I was up till about 2 o'clock this morning, and then I got up again at 6 o'clock this morning, my time, working with our email service. We basically made major strides forward, and then this morning we hit a roadblock, and that's why I'm a little bit late, because we hit a roadblock, and I was trying to resolve the roadblock before I got up and made myself look pretty and smell good for the show, JQ. But we're getting there.
I'm glad you did that, because yesterday the odor was permeating the room.
I know, and I apologize for
that. Good thing I'm not down there with you. We would really have a... All right, smell-o-vision, exactly. Let's see. This multiple messages. If you're trying to segregate your lists, it may be any email campaign. As far as I know, in email you can send to individual people. All right, I forget exactly what the procedure is, but you can do that, and obviously you can do that with your text messaging, just as Keith showed you. But if you've got a lot of activity that involves segmenting your list, you might want to consider, and I don't know, it depends on your particular situation, but you might want to consider exporting your lists and then ripping them apart and grouping them together the way you want them grouped, and then re-import them into a new list.
All right, so that's a good idea, but it's going to be much easier when we reopen up uResponder, because you can just simply use our new filter system, and you can filter it out.
I forgot about that.
That's okay. A lot of people may have forgotten about it, so I'll remind people about it. We are going to have a filter system. So August, you may have missed that. We're going to have a system where if you have 1 million emails in 20 different categories, you write one email, and then after you write that one email, you press the button that says filter, and you say, I want to filter this so that everybody who lives in the town of Milton, Massachusetts, with the zip code of 02186, I only want them to receive this email. So the system's going to go crunching through the whole 1 million emails from all those different campaigns and just send out emails to people who live in Milton, Massachusetts with the zip code of 02186. And then you can break it down even further. All the people who live in Milton, Massachusetts with the zip code 02186 that are age 45 to 50 years old and are male. So we do have that system in place. We've tested it. It's working, but there is a little bit of a database problem that we had today that we ran into that I don't know if it's resolved yet or not, but we did run into a little bit of a problem with that. But that is the idea. Flash crashed for me. It's a flash crash. Is that the 1970s Flash version? Woohoo! Look at me. That was the raincoat. I don't know if you knew that, JQ. This is the raincoat moment. Those of you who are as old as us will know what I'm talking about. In fact, I think you were running. You were running in the Boston area with the raincoat on, weren't you back then, JQ?
Yeah, but I got out of that when they started chasing me. I couldn't. I knew I couldn't outrun them, so I had to stop.
You had to give it up.
Yeah, I had to give it up. Oh dear.
So anyway, so yes, we'll be able to filter out everything. You can send out individual emails, and you can send out group emails niched down to, you start with 1 million emails and you filter it down to maybe 5 people. So yes, you'll be able to do that. And I just showed you on SMS texting how you can send out individual text messages, and how you can also whittle down who you want to receive those text messages. Don't look, Ethel.
Don't look, Ethel. The streak. I remember that. Hey, now what Keith was just talking about here brings up another thing that you should be considering. If you think that you're going to want to use, or your campaigns are such that you're going to be using this filtering, you got to make sure that you acquire the data from the prospective recipients that you can filter on. In other words, if you just got their name, first name, and email address, that's your limitations. That's not, I mean, the system can't invent stuff for you. But if you got their age, you got their zip code, you got other demographic information about them, that's the stuff you can filter on, and that's the way you break it down. So again, decide when you're creating your opt-ins and when you're trying to get people to join your list, decide what data you need from them. And if you're asking for a lot of data, you should make it plain to them why you need it so that they're willing to give it to you.
Right.
Because remember, go ahead.
It's to their benefit, really, because you're saying, listen, we're going to reduce the amount of emails that you receive by you providing this information, because we want to make sure that you receive the emails that we believe, based on your information, that you really want to receive anyway. Otherwise, you're going to receive a lot more emails that you don't really care about. So it's really nice niche specific. Now, I know there's been some talk about our uResponder versus GVO's system versus Infusionsoft lately on the Q&A chat room, and the confusion was that Joshua Alexander thought that our system was GVO, and obviously we're not GVO. But what we've done is we've taken the good things that GVO does have, and the good things that Infusionsoft has, and we've combined the two, and that's where we found a niche where we're a little bit different, because GVO's good parts are that you can create a campaign, you can send out an email in about 4 minutes. I mean literally sets that up. With Infusionsoft, you can set up a campaign and send out emails in about 4 days, because it's so intricate and there's so much information that you really need to import and input to make it work the right way. So by combining the best of both worlds, quickly setting up a campaign and quickly sending out an email, and then filtering out the information before that email gets sent out, is the ultimate goal, to make sure that the right person gets that right email. And that's why we've created this, so we can create a campaign quickly and then also send it out with the proper filtering that programs like Infusionsoft, which cost umpteen millions of dollars a day to use. So we're saving money, and we're trying to get the best of both worlds, and I believe that that's what we're creating. And I'm really excited, JQ, to be able to debut this, but we just can't do it quite yet. We just I wish I could give it to you guys today and go hog wild with it, but just can't be done.
I agree. Hey, Alan says the train video keeps playing. We got to find out how to stop that. I don't know. Maybe you can get a hold of Rodney if you don't figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not. Let me see if let me go in there and see if
Those of you who are still hearing the train playing, are you seeing that video on your screen, or can you click a button to show it on your screen? Because if you can stop the video. It's just a YouTube video. You can stop it yourself.
If you guys can see the video right now, you should be able to see the video, right, JQ?
I see it, and I've got replay options available to me. It's not playing for me.
Yeah, don't play it. Just hit the stop button. I unfortunately don't know. I know that one time I tried to do this and we had a problem, so that's why I don't know exactly what the deal is with this and how it completely works. So I do apologize for that, and we'll figure out how that works.
All right. Something keeps triggering it. Yeah, it's a question. You know, what we got to do basically is we got to figure out how to remove the video once we've shown it, so that we start with something else. You know.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to remove that video. That's the key.
Yeah.
You know.
Gosh, there was something I was going to say, but now I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Woo woo. I can't remember. Sorry about that,
Kevin
guys.
K. Hello, Kevin. What is going on with the GPS marketing inside smsDominator? Kevin, I'm not exactly sure. This is what I know. I bought this script. I paid a lot of money for it personally, for this GPS marketing script, and it never worked. It kind of like got to a point where it almost worked, and then it didn't work. And the owner who created the concept of this script has gone out and he's gotten several new programmers to work on that script to make it work. Yesterday he sent out an email saying that he hired 2 brand new programmers to get this script up and running, and that he believes in the next 2 weeks it should be up and running. But I haven't talked about it because it's been one of those things where 1 step forward and 4 steps backwards with the script. So I'm waiting with excitement, but you never know if it's going to happen again. And now it's Mr. Sandy just said it's playing again. Now, JQ, did you go in there? You didn't go in there again, JQ.
I didn't. Here's a thought, guys. If the video, I'm just going to type this in, but if the video keeps playing for you, try this. I don't know if it's going to help or not, but leave the room and come back in. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Very important. How did you? I want your opinion, guys. We had a discussion about this the other day. Keith wasn't here when we discussed it, but how did you enjoy coming into the room this morning without Kermit?
What do you mean they came in without Kermit?
Great.
What do you mean without Kermit? What, did you set it up so there was live?
I opened the room. No, I opened the room early. That's all. I opened it up real early. I started the room real early. But there is.
I got to tell you something about that, by the way, JQ.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is a new piece of software that, and whether you like it or not, guys, we are going to have a waiting room. But this waiting room is going to be a little bit different than where Kermit the Frog is. It's going to be, you guys will go to the room, and when JQ opens up the room, it'll automatically go into the room. So I guess what I'm trying to say, JQ, instead of them having to refresh the screen to see if the room is opened yet, all they have to do is wait, and it'll automatically open up the room. So
that'll be cool.
That's a feature that I really wanted to get. So that feature will hopefully, it should be working, but I don't know why it's not. In fact, I put a ticket in to find out why that feature is not working yet, and hopefully that'll be working by Monday.
Rick Carlo says we need to cookie the video so you can only see it once. Well, that's kind of difficult to do because we just import a link from YouTube. That's the only way we show it. But we'll get it fixed. We'll find out what's going on with this and get it stopped.
I can do that, JQ. I can actually do that.
You can?
Because I'm using VooPlayer for that, and I can do that through VooPlayer.
Okay. Well, whatever works. Hey guys, it's almost the top of the hour. If you guys don't have any other questions, let's get to work. Unless Keith's got something he wants to share with you again. I don't mean to be shutting him off.
Right here, live from Milton, Massachusetts, and we're going to have a big blizzard.
Speaking of blizzard, Sean Carpenter is supposed to be coming in tomorrow. Excuse me, Saturday, in the height of the storm. So
returning from the west.
Yeah, so I told Sean, and he was trying to make change his flight schedule, and he said that he could not get it changed, and I'm like, you can't get it changed because they're gonna change it for you. It's basically gonna say, you can't come in, brother. Yeah, can you say LAX? I just dropped Lisa off at LAX. Oh, you did, really? So is she? She's not coming home with you, obviously.
She's leaving you, huh?
Yeah, you're gonna have to stay in Santa. Yeah, Sean went from Santa Barbara to Santa Cruz or Santa Monica, and then Santa Claus. So he's having a good time.
Oh, LAX, is that something like
Laxative?
Yeah, one Geritol or something like that.
It's when you get a little backed up.
All right. Okay, guys, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Help Day. Tomorrow we're going to dedicate, I guess, the entire hour, because it will take that long, maybe even more, to going over the intricacies of Butterfly Marketing Script, how to install it and how to work with it. So if you're interested in finding out about that, be sure to stop by, and we'll try our best to show you how things work. All right? And by all means, questions, as always. Yeah, there's your blessing from the Cardinal. Cardinal Carberry.
Cardinal Carberry.
By all, the train is back.
Well, I'll have to figure that out. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
watch. Tomorrow we'll come on the show and it'll still be there. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. Thanks for being here as always, and we'll look for you tomorrow. Bye-bye. See if that train is still playing.
Toot, toot. I hear it tooting. I don't know what the heck, JQ, that is. I'm gonna call.
Too, didn't you, Keith?
Did I leave the room?
Yeah.
No, I didn't leave the room.
Oh well, I did, because I figured that may break the connection. I didn't stop the room, by the way, but that doesn't matter. I'm gonna go to the video share right now just to see what's on that screen. I don't know what's on there. It's still there, man. It's still there.
Heck, yeah, how do you get rid of it?
That's a good question. Replace it with another one?
Oh, what if you hit share nothing? What if you hit what if you put your cursor in there in the white box and then hit share?
I'm gonna hit.
And then hit share with nothing in there.
Just entered some blank text in there and. Share that. Nothing. Let me see what happens. Does this play now? Yeah, it still plays. Oh well, it's worth watching her. She is so cute. It's so adorable. I don't know what's going on there. I do not know.
What if I do like google.com? Let's see, share. Video share, polls, presentation, polls, start room, stop room, recording, file manager. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna call Rodney right now, and I'm gonna go and hide me, and I'll call him, and hopefully he answers the phone, and I can ask him. I'll be right back.
You probably say it's a bug that he hadn't fixed yet. Okay. Well, since we're still here, if you guys got a question or two, we'll look at them. Otherwise, you guys really ought to go get to work. Anyhow. Yeah, this snow flash crashed again, huh? Well, hey Terry, that's a flash and browser problem. It's nothing to do with what we're doing here. I don't know why that is. I mean, I've had flash crash on me from time to time too in other applications. So I don't know what to tell you on that. One of the things you might do though is check to see if you got the latest version of Flash installed. I don't know how sensitive it is to new versions. Usually it tells you when the new version's out there, whatever. But you can check on that. Never hurts to keep your software updated. To 11:03.
All right, so I just left a message, and usually he answers the phone, but obviously he didn't this time. So I'll look into it, JQ, and find out how to get rid of that.
It'd be good to have because well, we're going to make sure that the people with their own rooms understand how to do it too.
Right, right. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello. Oh, hello, Milkman. I gotta
I'll be
go.
I'll be
Okay,
here.
bye. Okay, bye.